How do you plead to count 1, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
To count 3, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
To count 5, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
Guilty.
And to count 6, aggravated child abuse, a second-degree felony?
With my deepest regret and sorrow for my family and my children, guilty.
Viral YouTube tiger mom sentenced to prison for extreme child abuse. Hey, gossip fans. Today we're diving into the shocking case of Ruby Franke, the YouTube tiger mom whose harsh parenting tactics made her infamous. Alongside her counselor partner, she preached parenting methods that justified extreme discipline, until her abused son escaped and reported her, finally bringing this toxic mother to justice. Let's break down this wild story that rocked the U.S. Ruby Franke, 42, and her husband Kevin lived in Utah as devout Mormons with their 6 kids. Ruby was a stay-at-home mom, while Kevin was a professor at a local university. In 2015, they launched their YouTube channel 8 Passengers, a classic family vlog focusing on their kids' daily lives. YouTube's algorithm loves wholesome family content, and their channel exploded, hitting over 1 million subscribers and reaching 2.5 million by 2020. As 8 Passengers took off, Ruby shared her money-making formula with her extended family. If you know anything about Mormon communities in Utah, big families are the norm. Ruby's parents and 3 sisters all started their own family vlogs, documenting their parenting journeys. Ruby and Kevin's parenting style was unusually strict for the US. If their kids didn't meet expectations, punishments like spankings or going hungry were on the table. Ruby proudly shared her success stories on YouTube. Once, when her 6-year-old daughter forgot her lunch for school, a teacher called Ruby to bring food so the girl wouldn't go hungry. Ruby's response: "Thanks for your concern, but I'm not bringing her lunch. She needs to learn her lesson." She added, "I hope no one at school gives her food. She needs to feel the consequences." Critics questioned why a 6-year-old was expected to manage her own meals and clothes, asking, "What's the point of parents if kids are supposed to be that self-sufficient?" Ruby insisted rules were rules, and they had to be enforced. In 2020, their strict parenting sparked major backlash. Their teenage son Chad pranked his younger brother, pretending they were going to Disneyland, which kept the kid up all night with excitement. Ruby deemed this unforgivable, took away Chad's bedroom, gave it to his younger sibling, and forced him to sleep on a beanbag in a shared room for 7 months. When Chad didn't show enough remorse, they sent him to a notorious Mormon-run wilderness camp known for physical and mental abuse. Think grueling runs for hours, sleeping on the ground, and instructors beating kids. Ruby and Kevin vaguely told their audience Chad needed reform for bad behavior but didn't specify why. Fans assumed he was just a rebellious teen. Later, Chad revealed the truth in a video, with Ruby sitting nearby, trying to stop him from spilling the beans. When she couldn't, she laughed it off awkwardly and threatened to make him sleep on the floor again. The video went viral, and drama channels pounced, exposing Ruby and Kevin's parenting. That's when many, including me, first heard about this family. Digging into their older videos revealed more red flags. Ruby exploited her kids' embarrassing moments for views, filming her daughter's first period, reading her son's private texts to a girl aloud, ignoring their pleas to stop. The kids begged their parents to quit vlogging, saying classmates and teachers mocked them at school, leaving them friendless. Ruby and Kevin's response: deal with it. Yet Ruby was strict with her kids but lenient with herself. Once, when her youngest was sick and needed a doctor, Ruby brushed it off, saying she was tired and needed a nap first. After waking up, she locked herself in the bathroom to get ready, telling the cameras she'd head out when she felt like it. She admitted starting the YouTube channel to control her temper, as she often lashed out at her kids. The public exposure led concerned viewers to report the family to police and Utah's Division of Child and Family Services, DCFS. The 8 Passengers channel stopped updating, but Ruby and Kevin found a new gig. They joined forces with Jody Hildebrandt, a counselor running a program called Conscience. The couple promoted it to their fans, charging for parenting classes and claiming to be consultants. Ruby and Jody started a podcast and a Facebook group, teaching parents to raise kids based on Mormon principles. Early content seemed normal, but it got increasingly extreme. They divided the world into truth, goodness, and distortion, everything else, like daydreaming, lying, or disobedience. If a child was disobedient, they were deemed distorted and possessed by evil. Parents were urged to use any means necessary, beatings, confinement, starvation, to fix them. I'll dive deeper into Jody's bizarre beliefs in my next video, but for now, let's stick with Ruby. While Ruby preached this warped ideology, internet sleuths investigated her family's situation. Kevin had moved out in 2022, living with their eldest son, Chad. Their oldest daughter, Sherry, left for college at 18. The 4 younger kids stayed with Ruby, who pulled him from school for homeschooling, raising alarm bells. Concerned viewers reported her to police and DCFS, but no action was taken. In May 2023, Ruby and Jody decided Ruby's 11-year-old son and 8-year-old daughter were distorted and needed reform. Ruby claimed her son had a sex addiction and abused his sisters, while her daughter was stealing food and acting out. She sent both kids to Jody's home for rehabilitation. Over 3 months, they endured brutal punishments, standing for hours, sometimes all day, standing barefoot on scorching pavement in 100 degrees Fahrenheit heat, causing blisters, and being denied food and water. When the boy tried to escape, Ruby caught him and subjected him to waterboarding, holding his head underwater repeatedly. To prevent further escapes, Ruby and Jody bound his wrists and ankles with rope and duct tape, tying him to a radiator so he couldn't move. The ropes cut into his skin, causing bleeding, and Ruby treated the wounds with cayenne pepper and honey. While cayenne may have some antiseptic properties, smearing it on an 11-year-old's raw wounds raises the question: treatment or torture? On August 31, 2023, the boy escaped, running to a neighbor's house for help. The neighbor, choking back tears, called 911, describing the boy's bound wrists and ankles, visible wounds, and emaciated state. Police found Ruby's 10-year-old daughter in Jody's home, also malnourished, and both kids were hospitalized. Ruby and Jody were arrested. Sherry, Ruby's eldest daughter, confirmed the arrests on social media, writing, "Finally." She revealed she'd repeatedly contacted police and DCFS to check on her siblings, but her pleas were ignored. Without her brother's escape, the abuse might have continued. Kevin deflected blame, saying he and Ruby had been separated for over a year, and he hadn't seen his kids during that time. He claimed Jody brainwashed them, telling him to cut contact with Ruby and the kids to save their family. He complied, ignoring his children for over a year. Critics called him out. What kind of father, knowing his wife's history of abuse, abandons his kids like that? Even more bizarrely, after Ruby's arrest, Kevin reported Sherry to the police for burglary when she took her parents' passports to prevent them from fleeing. Police clarified Sherry only took the passports and offered to return them, but Kevin insisted on pressing charges. Public backlash forced him to drop the case, and he and Sherry reportedly reconciled, attending Ruby's hearing together. Initially, Ruby pleaded not guilty but later took a plea deal, admitting guilt to 4 counts of aggravated child abuse and agreeing to testify against Jody. On February 20, 2024, a judge sentenced her to 4 terms of 1 to 15 years, totaling 4 to 60 years, though Utah law caps consecutive sentences at 30 years. With her plea deal and prosecutors noting her good attitude, experts predict she could serve as little as 4 years. Kevin filed for divorce in late 2023, but seems hesitant to fully cut ties with Ruby. 6 months after her arrest, their 4 minor children remain in DCFS custody, not with Kevin, hinting at deeper issues. Many suspect Kevin's not as innocent as he claims. What do you think? In my next video, we'll dig into Jody Hildebrandt's bizarre Mormon-influenced ideology. Catch you at the next tea time.